Hello and welcome to today's video. As we wrap up Love Month and celebrate the relationships we share with others, I also want to take time to celebrate the beautiful relationship that we can build with ourselves. As an introvert, I find spending time alone to be so nourishing. It helps me recharge and show up as my best self for those around me. I am starting off this day with yoga. I love settling into the slow, intentional breathing that yoga encourages. In a world where there is information overload and seemingly always another task to be done, choosing instrumental music, stretching, and breathing is the ultimate self-care to me. Next, we are going to my local library. I came here to get a book by one of my favorite speakers and authors, Joyce Meyer. On theme with self-love, I got her book titled Authentically, Uniquely You, a book about accepting your uniqueness, having the desire to be who God created you to be, and having the courage to follow your heart as He leads you. Joyce always has a word for me, so I'm really looking forward to this read. I also went to Barnes & Noble to grab the study guide to go along with my book. In both the library and bookstore, I also browsed the cookbooks because I am always looking for meal inspiration. Speaking of meal inspiration, our final activity for self-love is cooking, which has increasingly been a way that I take care of myself and show myself patience. I've been on my journey to improve my cooking skills and make the process of preparing food more enjoyable. I want to acknowledge that I am making progress. With every week of meal prep, I am learning more techniques to build flavor, and I am learning what foods I like and don't like. I want to talk about some of the things that I have done to improve. First, I've watched Food Network shows like Worst Cooks in America and then anything with Alex Guarnaschelli. I really admire the diligence and perfectionism I see in the professional chefs. They are not afraid to start over when something is not working, and you can tell that they know how to handle and prepare food from years of focus and repetition. The second thing I'm doing is keeping a recipe notebook. So before I begin cooking, I write down all of the ingredients I'll need and all the steps I'll have to take to make a recipe. This way, once I start cooking, my flow won't be interrupted because I don't know the next step or ingredient. Also, this is great, so when a recipe works out, I have it saved for next time. This is a recipe for red beans, and I was trying it for the first time. After writing the recipe, I knew it was going to be a long process. Instead of feeling overwhelmed, I leaned into it. I carved out time and got excited about trying a longer recipe that I potentially could make in large portions. I love when I can make a dish in large portions and even freeze some for later. This recipe required soaking the beans overnight, chopping pepper, garlic, celery, and onion, and cooking chicken. Then letting everything cook down for a couple of hours. I will admit I was a little disappointed with how the beans looked at the end of the cook. But I realize now that I did not mess up this cook. It's still a great recipe. I just need to try using turkey meat next time because the skinless, boneless chicken shredded down a lot, which still tasted good. It just looked a little funny. The other thing, these beans needed a lot more water. I had a thick consistency at the end, but I realized that if I add water to the beans, it becomes the perfect texture. I am planning to continue to share my cooking journey with you all so that I can continue to document my progress. I see food as something that brings people and families together, and as someone who deeply values connection, this journey of learning to cook means so much to me. I am also showing myself love in the process because growth isn't just about getting better, it's about finding joy along the way, embracing the small wins, and allowing myself grace to learn. And that's exactly what I'm doing in the kitchen. Our verse for this video is Matthew 22:39. Love your neighbor as yourself. Thank you so much for joining me today. You are the best, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.